Sure. Tonight was unfortunately a typical Kent State performance in the first half. And as far as we got off to a slow start and really didn't put ourselves in a position to maximize the opportunity to compete. And that's disappointing because obviously last weekend in Athens, we took a big step forward in showing some great determination and grittiness. So it was disappointing to start the game like we did. The redeeming quality about this team is that they find a way to get involved, and we cut the lead to 2 points by the half. And we talked about it at halftime. We were very fortunate to be in the basketball game at half based on the way that we gave the basketball away in the first half and at the beginning of the first half and just made some difficult decisions defensively in terms of giving up a high number of offensive rebounds. So we felt fortunate to be in the basketball game to start the second half. Certainly, shooting free throws poorly didn't help our cause. That was disruptive and unusual for our team. So that probably was the first challenge that disrupted us. And then secondly, Western Michigan was very physical, both on the interior and on the perimeter. And then clearly, when Amber got frustrated and we had the long disruption in the game, that was a momentum changer. You know, they were being physical. Fortunately, the officials were on top of it for the most part, so I have no complaints there. I was disappointed in our response. We didn't trust the officials to do what they were going to do, and then quite honestly, we let Western Michigan be tougher than us, and that's probably where I'm most disappointed in our team's effort tonight. And as far as us taking care of our home court, building on the momentum that we started at OU, the lack of discipline and toughness is something that we'll definitely address.
What did you say to them at halftime in the locker room? Because they came out a lot stronger.
Sure. No. We talked about how fortunate we were to be involved in the game. And when I say involved, 2 points down. We started the game very poorly. I'm not sure why. We didn't look like ourselves at the start, but our defense got us back. We started taking and making shots that are shots that we're expected to take and make. To start the game, we weren't doing that. It's a very simple game, basketball is. So when we started doing what we practice, that's where we found success. So we talked about that at halftime. We also talked about not putting ourselves in a similar situation, being ready to start the second half. And I actually was very encouraged by the way we started the half. We came out, we were clearly the more motivated team, where we executed better to start the second half. And then the ball stopped going in for us because they were physical, so that's a credit to them again. And then we lost our way some because we weren't making free throws and some other shots. But again, when we started missing shots in the second half, it was because they weren't shots that we as individuals should be taking. And that's where you can beat yourself, when you start playing outside of what you're good at doing. And so that's what hurts right now. That Western Michigan is as physical as they were, as gritty as they were. We made decisions that prevented us from being successful.
It's at Northern Illinois next, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They're a team that is 6-16 overall. How do you plan to prepare for a team that's only 1-8 in the conference?
Well, we don't look at people's records because certainly if you just prepare for us based on our record, we're going to get you. And we also are very honest about the way that teams approach us. We both now have one win. Whatever the situation is, they're looking at us like we're looking at them. So they're looking at us thinking they can come in here on Sunday and they can get their second win. And we're looking at them on Sunday thinking that we can get our second win. So our preparation doesn't change based on the opponent's record. It's more a focus on us playing 40 minutes of Kent State basketball. That's our quest right now, because we haven't put 40 minutes together. Yes, we won on Sunday at OU, but we did not play a complete game. We made plays when it counted. We made plays from the 13-minute mark through the finish of the game, and even then we weren't perfect. So our quest is to play the best possible 40-minute basketball game that we can as a team with this team right now. So Northern Illinois, it could be any team coming in on Sunday, but our preparation will not change. Our assistant coaches do an outstanding job with our scouting reports and conveying, the vital information to our team. So our prep doesn't change.
I think our response in the first half was much better. When we went on a run and we got some stops, I think we responded to their physicality. The last 8 minutes of the game, they didn't score, or of the first half, they didn't score. But in the second half, we kind of got frustrated, and we did some frustration fouls, and we kind of let their physicality get the best of us, and we put them at the free throw line too many times down the stretch. So I think that was a big key.
What did you guys start to notice? Western Michigan put tried to shoot up 18 3 points. I can't speak. 3-pointer 6. What did you guys realize that you started to defend the outside? What was the turning point for you guys?
I think a lot of the threes that they were getting in the early part of the game were coming off penetration and kick. So one of the things that we've been focusing on is keeping people out of the paint, keeping people out of the middle when they're driving. So I think that solves some of our problems. But we got to know who the shooters are on the floor at all times. And I think down the end of the stretch of the game, we forgot who was shooting threes, and we just gave them open looks.
Okay. What are you guys going to work on going into Sunday's game? Just talk about, what you have to do as a team, what you have to do yourself as a player, and what you're looking forward to.
I think right now at this point of the season, it would be easy just to, lose focus and fall apart. But right now we really need to come together as a team more than we ever have, and we need to be obviously more physically tough than we were tonight and focused for 40 minutes, like Coach said. It can't just be 20 or 25 or 30 minutes. It has to be a full game. So that's one of the things we'll focus on for Sunday.
Any other questions? No, thank you so much.
Yep, thanks.